the most modest of things, you're ahead of 90% of the population.
I was just going to say that this young lady, this young woman is inspiring, and I told her this. I hope, and I'm sure I told her this. If I didn't, I'm going to say it now. She is ahead of the game by far.
Welcome to another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as we get set for senior night and what could potentially be the final game of the season for the Lumberjacks or for the Grangeville Bulldogs, who St. Mary's is playing tonight. It'll all depend, of course, how this game goes this evening. And it's looking to hopefully be a really good, hard-fought battle between two tough Central Idaho League teams in District 1 and 2. So we're expecting a good one this evening. We had lots of rain earlier in the day. Currently it's partly cloudy, right around 45 degrees. No real precipitation supposed to be in the forecast for the rest of the evening, at least according to my weather app. There is some pretty dark clouds off to the south of us that are going by, but there's blue skies over the field at the moment. So we'll have to see how that weather transpires through the rest of the evening, and we'll see what actually does end up happening with the weather. In any case, that's kind of the quick rundown of what we've got going on here. St. Mary's versus Grangeville in the final game of the season. This game originally scheduled to have been played on the 8th of October, but then St. Mary's got shut down, had to shut down due to a lot of illness in the school itself, and they took 2 weeks off. They were able to reschedule this game for today, which is actually other 2A teams are playing in their play-in games. The winner of this game would be the district championship or the district champion, and they had a bye this week, so they luck out as far as being able to reschedule that to today. In any case, we have a pregame coming your way now. We'll take a quick break, though, and we'll come back with the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit P1FCU.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home, shop, or site? Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. And Arbor and Site Clearing.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals,
and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees. High school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Idaho high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports program. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The field will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreation facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget the...
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimis, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca, great service, and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary. And we are back, Tim Parrish, here at Lumberjack Field as the St. Mary's Lumberjacks get set to host the Grangeville Bulldogs in a big game here this evening. The Lumberjacks and Bulldogs, if the Lumberjacks win, they will be on to play a state playoff game next week. If the Bulldogs win, then they will be on to play that game, and St. Mary's will be getting ready for some basketball. So it's a huge game this evening. It is also senior night for the Lumberjacks, and we will go through the senior night pamphlet as we go along here. Hopefully, maybe we can get them all in before the kickoff, but we'll see because we've got a pretty long pregame to get through as well. Taking a look at the Central Idaho League 2A for St. Mary's, Orofino, and Grangeville, the final standings at the end of the regular season for the most part. St. Mary's is at a 1-4 record right now. They beat Orofino last Saturday, 28-7, and they are 20th in the 2A power rankings on idahosports.com. The Grangeville Bulldogs, 2-5 on the season, lost 26-7 to the Melba Mustangs on the 22nd. That was last Friday. They are ranked 13th in the power rankings. They beat the Orofino Maniacs 41-12 back on the 16th of October. Orofino, they finished the regular season, or they finished their season 1-6, and they finished 18th in the power rankings. Taking a look at those power rankings, coaches polls and media polls, the Nampa Christian football team is 8-1. They are atop of the power rankings on idahosports.com. North Fremont is number 2. Westside is number 3 with an 8-0 record, and they are on a 27-game win streak, from what I understand. The Declo Hornets, 6-3 record, number 4, and Firth, a 6-2 record, number 5. On the coaches' polls, Westside is at number 1, North Fremont number 2, Firth number 3, Nampa Christian number 4, and Melba number 5. And in the media polls, it is Westside number 1, North Fremont number 2, Nampa Christian number 3, Firth number 4, and Melba at number 5. And since we've talked about senior nights, before we take a break, we will go over one of our Lumberjack seniors, as there is 11 football players that are seniors on this Lumberjack squad this year. And the first one is Sean Elliott. His parents are Brian and Katie Elliott. He's been playing for 10 years. Sean plans to attend the University of Idaho and study civil engineering. His activities in school include Business Professionals of America, class president, COSA, football, basketball, baseball, and golf. His most memorable moment is Coach Carr explaining to the Heavy Necks their blocking assignments. He would like to thank his mom, his dad, Brenna, Kieran, Rory, his grandparents, Sophia, Colby, Wyatt, the Holmes, and Renner Sexton families, Coach Carr, Teft, Rouse, Andy, and Rice, Trey, the senior players, especially Adam, Dylan, Kyle, and Tristan, his teachers, the fans, and everyone who supported him throughout his years of playing football. That is St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Sean Elliott. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with more.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Sun Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods have what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call. 208-686-0425. 208-686-0425. Or stop by today.
And we're back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as the St. Mary's Lumberjacks get set to take on the Grangeville Bulldogs in what will amount to the final game of the season for one of these two teams. So they're both going to play hard tonight, and like I said already, I expect a fun, hard-fought battle here this evening on what I was out on the field a little while ago. Like I said, it rained quite a bit this morning through the afternoon, and but the field actually was not too soggy or too wet. The field tends to drain pretty good. But it was a nasty early day today. It rained from late last night all the way through to this morning pretty good, and all the way to about probably 1 o'clock this afternoon. Anyway, taking a look at the Lumberjacks, statistically, they have that 1-4 record overall. They missed, I think it was 2 or 3 games on the season. I have that information a little bit later in the pregame. They are averaging just 11 points per game, 208 yards per game. Passing game, only averaging 57 yards per game. The running game has only averaged about 152 yards per game, although in Orfino, Trey Gibson had 178 yards rushing on that game, so he had a good day. 3 yards per completion for the Lumberjacks, 4 yards per carry. The 3 yards per completion is not a number you want to see. 4 yards per carry, though, not too bad. 12 big plays for the Lumberjacks. That's plays of 20 yards or more on the turnovers. 4 fumbles lost for the Lumberjacks, 10 interceptions thrown. Third down conversions, 14 of 67 for 21%. Fourth down conversions, 7 of 19 for 37%. Offensive leaders for the Lumberjacks, Sean Elliott, a senior, 30 of 88 passing as the quarterback for the Lumberjacks, 283 yards with 1 touchdown and 10 interceptions. Dylan Larson, he's a senior running back. He has 90 carries for 327 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 yards per carry for him, 65 yards per game. Trey Gibson, the sophomore, 44 carries, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 yards per rush, 56 yards in the passing game. And his longest run of the year was a 39-yard run, I think, at Orofino. Tristan Nelson, senior wide receiver, 12 receptions, 141 yards, 1 touchdown, 12 yards per reception for him, 26 yards per game, and he had 32 yards as his long reception, and I believe that was against Orofino as well. One thing St. Mary's has not had a lot of through the early part of the season was big yardage busting plays. Jared Badgett, a junior, 7 receptions, 61 yards. He has no touchdowns, 9 yards per reception for him, 12 yards per game, and his long is 15 yards on a reception. That's a look at the Lumberjacks offense. We'll go ahead and look at one more senior. Dennis Fuller is the next senior on the schedule. His parents, Tom and Trina Fuller, he has 1 year. This is his only year that he played football. He wanted to play. I actually talked to him, did an interview with him as well. He wanted to play football, but they didn't really want him to play, but he got him talked into letting him play. He plans to study law enforcement and become a volunteer firefighter. His activities in school include football and track. His most memorable moment are going to team dinners. He would like to thank his mom, dad, brother, Michael, Thomas, Steve, and Heath, sisters Amber and Tiffany, Grandpa Bucky Fuller, Grandma Donna Fuller, all the rest of his family, coaches, Taft, Carr, Buckler, Rouse, and Kohler, and his bosses, Brian Chase, Christy Masterson, and Amy Masterson, for working around his schedule. That is St. Mary's Lumberjacks senior Dennis Fuller. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Use Ace Hardware as a place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to think being entrepreneurs, they quietly make it on their own, and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as we get set for Lumberjack football, and the Lumberjacks hosting the Grangeville Bulldogs. It is senior night, so let's go ahead and run through one of our other seniors on our senior pamphlet here. Sean Hunter, his parents are Travis and Trish Hunter. He has 5 years of play. Sean plans to enter the workforce after high school. Activities in school, football and baseball. His most memorable moment is team dinners on Colby's birthday. He would like to thank his mom, his dad, grandma, and grandpa, and the team and his coaches. Next senior is Dylan Larson, parents Jeff and Sarah Shaw. He has 10 years of playing. Dylan plans to attend lineman school after graduation. His activities in school, football and baseball. His most memorable moment is Brett's team meeting at football camp freshman year over a piece of pizza. He would like to thank his mother, father, Jeff, grandma, grandpa, brother, Eli, Andy, Coleman, Jade, Colby, Sam, Cody, the coaches, and anyone else that he may have forgotten. That is senior Dylan Larson. And as we work through our senior pamphlet, we'll take one more quick break. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
And once again, we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as the Lumberjacks getting set to host the Grangeville Bulldogs on senior night. And we're going to have a good one here tonight. Hopefully the weather stays clear and we can get a nice, just a nice weather-wise game under the lights here this evening. Let's see here. We'll jump back into our Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off. And we'll be looking at the defense now for the Lumberjacks. They are allowing 35 points per game on the season, 291 yards passing per game. No, 291 yards per game. I misread that one just a little bit. 155 yards passing and 137 yards rushing. Third down conversions for the Lumberjacks, or that the Lumberjack defense allows. 12 of 58, 21% for their opponents. Fourth down conversions, 10 of 21 for 48%. Forced fumbles, Lumberjacks have forced 5 fumbles and have 5 fumble recoveries, and they also have 5 interceptions on the season. Lumberjack defense has allowed 26 big plays to their opponents. That's 20 yards or more per play. And they have sacked the opposing quarterback 8 times. Taking a look at the defensive leaders, Sean Hunter, he's a junior, 32.5 tackles for him, 22 solo, 21 assists, 3 tackles for loss. Dylan Larson, a senior, 24.5 tackles for him, 18 solo, 13 assists. He has 3 sacks on the year with 6 tackles for loss. Trace Wicks, a junior, 23 tackles, 15 solo tackles, 16 assists, 1 tackle for loss. He has 1 interception as well. Kyle Seibert, a senior, 21.5 tackles, 13 solo, 17 assists, 5 sacks, and 8 tackles for loss. Trey Gibson, sophomore, 3 interceptions, 19.5 tackles, 17 solo, 5 assists, 1 tackle for loss. And Tristan Gentry, he's a senior. I didn't put down his tackles or anything like that, but he does have 1 interception on the season. That is a look at the Lumberjacks defensively. The Lumberjacks have not played a game in over a month, as most of you know, here in St. Mary's. The last game before Orofino was homecoming versus Lakeland. St. Mary's lost 50-0 in that game. Last year, the Lumberjacks had a shutdown as well of football, but when they came back last year, it was right the week of Grangeville. So the Lumberjacks only had roughly 4 days to practice before going into Grangeville to take on the Bulldogs. This time, though, the Lumberjacks did get back to practicing during their bye week. They gave them about 2 weeks to prep for Orofino. The Lumberjacks did play a great game in some wet conditions They came away with that 28-7 win. Sophomore Trey Gibson had a great game in that one as he had 20 carries for 178 yards in the game, 3 touchdowns. Defensively, he recorded 5 tackles and 5 interceptions. Mentioned before in previous seasons in our pregame Grangeville, the Bulldogs have pretty much dominated the Lumberjacks on the gridiron. Lumberjacks have beat Grangeville just one time in 9. That one victory was in the 2016 season win that state title. The Grangeville in that game 8-0 in Grangeville. All right, here's a look at the schedules, or not the schedule, but just the scores from the years. St. Mary's has been shut out twice, I believe, by Grangeville. And the point differential between St. Mary's and Grangeville, St. Mary's averages 12 points per game against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs average 33 points per game. There was a couple of close games. 17-18 season, St. Mary's and Grangeville battled it out in overtime. Grangeville won that one 30-29. That was a heck of a game. I somewhat remember that one. 12-18 was a Grangeville win in the 19 and 20 season. And then, like I said, that 8-0 win for St. Mary's back in the 16 and 17 season. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With the budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back to Lumberjack Field, and I want to welcome in the listeners on KOR in Grangeville as you guys are joining our pregame show. We are about half an hour until kickoff. They've actually got 7 minutes. Actually, it's a little bit less than that, it looks like. I haven't been paying too much time to that clock. Right now, we're going to try to get our coach interview that we go to Craig Tech. Let me see if I can get that interview pulled up. Right, with head coach Craig Tech. Head coach Craig Tech for St. Mary's Lumberjacks football as they get the Grangeville Bulldogs in what could potentially be the last game of the season. If we get a win, we did pick up a league win on Saturday. Way down there, at least I think it didn't rain much through the game, but it was well before. And that was after being a month or so without even playing. Tell us your thoughts on that game and everything.
Felt like a season opener for all of us. It's one of those things. We hadn't played in a long time. Been used to the game speed and game physicality and things like that, and so it was an interesting situation that we fit under the circumstances. Very proud of the kids. I thought in the first half we had jumped on them. And the first, you get a big lead and you kind of relax a little bit, and it showed. We were sloppy. We were sloppy with our execution. Our tackling wasn't like it needed to be defensively. had some special teams blunders, and so the challenge this week is to try and put 4 quarters together.
All right. You had kind of a similar situation a few weeks without getting to play or practice. Last year, when you were able to come back to practice, it was the week of Grangeville, I believe. This week you had basically 2 weeks to prepare for your next game, which was Orofino. I know you would have rather not been stuck in a hiatus at all and not missed any of those games, but was that kind of a better situation as far as when you came back, having that extra time to practice?
Well, absolutely, yeah. Anytime you have more time to get kids back into the routine of practicing, and when you take that much time off, sometimes it feels like you're reteaching, even though they've already been taught it, but it takes time to reteach. Kids forget things, and so you're constantly having to reteach things, and having more time certainly helps. Another big difference is Grangeville played Melba last week, and when we played them in previous years, they always have a bye, and so we have very current film, and we have a little bit better understanding of what we anticipate that we'll see out of those guys. But it's kind of evolved into this over the last several years, where it comes down to this game, and winner you move on, loser you put your gear away, and that's what we're in now. So I know the kids are real excited for that opportunity, and we're happy to get that opportunity here in town, and we'll see what we can do with it.
All right, and sophomore running back Trey Gibson, he had a heck of a game against the Maniacs on last Saturday. According to the stats, he had 24 carries and 178 yards on the ground, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. Defensively, he also had 5 tackles and 1 interception. He has 3 interceptions on the season. Tell us a little bit about Trey and just kind of how he's progressed as a sophomore in that varsity role this year.
Yeah, he's coming in as a sophomore, and that's always an interesting transition for those kids to go from JV football to varsity. So we always potential, and Trey just knew we needed to get him some experience and some time. He just needed the opportunity, and you're right, he played outstanding. He read his blocks well, ran the ball hard. He just needed the touches and the opportunity, and the offensive line did a good job of blocking for him, and he did the most with it. And he's turned into just a very good football player on both sides of the football for our team.
All right, we're talking with head coach Craig Taft, Lumberjacks football, as they prepare for Grangeville today. We'll take a quick break and be back with more. And we are back. Lumberjacks have Grangeville in town today, and I've been watching some Idaho sports things. They have those North Prepcasts and stuff, and they've kind of, and a few of them mentioned that, St. Mary's and Grangeville, even Orofino, kind of seem all down this year, but they're not given, they've given some credit to our schedule. But St. Mary's with a 1-4. What's that record? 1-4. Grangeville has a 2-5 record. You guys have both played some very tough opponents this season, really scheduled pretty hard this year. What do you expect out of Grangeville?
Well, I think the records don't mean anything when St. Mary's and Grangeville play. I think both teams know what's at stake, and I think both teams are going to leave everything out on the field. I think it's not going to be a game that's going to disappoint. I think the teams are going to be very physical. Both teams will be prepared in their game plans. I'm anticipating it's going to be a lot of fun, just like it always is. And you're right about the strength of schedule. Grangeville's strength of schedule, when you look at who they've played and their non-league stuff, and then you look at what we've done, our 4 losses are all the teams that are going to be playing in the playoffs. And they're very good football teams, the number 1 ranked team in the state in Washington, the number 5 ranked team in the state in Washington. Lakeland's a 4A school who just made the playoffs. Kellogg finished second in that league and only lost by a touchdown to be first place in that league. So, we're hoping that those things, despite our record, pay dividends as we move forward here.
All right, and looking at Grangeville, like you said, they're always a tough team regardless of anything in football, and we kind of are on the short end of the stick, of course, in our record against them since we've been in 2A. But last year when you played them, they kind of did something differently all year on film, and then they really threw a wrench in the whole thing in the final game of the season against us last year. What do you do to adjust if they come out and they just start running something that you haven't even seen yet from them?
Yeah, you're right. Last year they didn't do pretty much anything that we'd seen on film previously, and it really caught us off guard, and we struggled with it. And in our minds here in St. Mary's, we probably lost the game we shouldn't have. And so this year, because of our non-league schedule, we've seen multiple defenses. We've had a chance to compete against some very good defenses, and so regardless of what they show up and do on Friday night, hopefully we'll be a little better prepared for this go around than we were last night.
And with our last one here for our interview, what would be your keys for getting the win over Grangeville?
Well, I think the keys are pretty similar to what they've always been in the past. I think field position's a big deal. Traditionally, Grangeville's really solid in their special teams, and they do a good job of putting their offense in short fields because of what they're able to do with their special teams and their return game. Turnovers are always a big part of things when we play these guys. And then when you chart the big plays and the chunk plays, that always seems to be a deciding factor. So I don't anticipate that will be any different tonight.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time here to talk with us, and we wish you good luck. And if you have any final words for Lumberjack fans out there?
Come out and support these kids. They've been through a lot, and go Jacks.
All right, that was head coach Craig Taft for Lumberjack football. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more. If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try a Red Bull infused or Lotus energy drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekend. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
Fall is just around the corner. It's time to think about getting ready for winter. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's is just what you need for all your winter prep. Paint your house, patch the roof, or build a storage for all your firewood. Maybe you just need to fix that leaky faucet. 10th Street Lumber has the supplies you need for all your do-it-yourself projects. Stop by 10th Street Lumber today and save on all your home improvement needs. 10th Street Lumber, 1000 Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to... We are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field. The national anthem just getting finished up. And once again, welcoming in the listeners up in Grangeville on KORT Radio as we are just about ready to get things rolling here in St. Mary's. Quick look at the Grangeville Bulldogs. They are coached by Jeff Adams in his 5th season. They have a 2-5 record on the year, not quite the year they would like to have had either as far as the record's concerned. They're 13th in the 2A power ranking. They have championships in 2011 and 2015. The Bulldogs, they will look to continue their dominance over the Lumberjacks on the gridiron here tonight. They are 8-1 overall since the Lumberjacks have been in 2A, going back to the 12 and 13 season. They also look to stamp a ticket to the postseason. The Bulldogs look to be a run-dominant team from what I've seen on video, and I will expect to see them to do that again here tonight. St. Mary's, they try to be balanced, but I really think St. Mary's is going to try to be a run team tonight as well, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Grangeville does have a strong run game, and they do not appear to throw it too much. The Bulldogs have some pretty strong players on their team. A couple of those guys, senior running back and linebacker Caleb Fry. He was the defensive player of the year last year and the league MVP. And then you've got Isaac Dewey, who was all Central Idaho League last year, and Quincy Daniels as well. So those look to be a couple of players that St. Mary's is going to have to keep an eye on here this evening. Taking a look at the starting defense for the Grangeville Bulldogs, it will be Miles LaFay. He is going to be at linebacker position. Jared Lindley, he's on the defensive line. We've got Josh Nichols, he's a defensive back. Sam Lindsley, he is a linebacker, number 18. Ray Holes Jr., a defensive back, number 28. Caleb Fry, number 36, linebacker for the Bulldogs. And Colin Deckner, I hope I pronounced that name correctly. He is a linebacker no, actually, he is not one of the starters tonight. It's Rusty Banyat. He is a linebacker. Trid Charlie, a linebacker. He's number 55. Angel Kent, number 62, a junior linebacker. And then you've got number 66, Isaac Dewey, defensive line. Number 68, Ethan Taylor, defensive line. And number 69, or no, not number 68. Take that one away. Number 69, Quincy Daniels, defensive line. Offense for the Lumberjacks, it should be number 2, Jared Badgett, 5'10", wide receiver. Then we got Tristan Nelson, senior wide receiver. Sean Elliott at quarterback, number 7. Dylan Larson, number 18, running back. Landon Warren is number 50, offensive line. Chase Phillips, number 58, offensive line. Gavin Milliken, number 60 on the offensive line. Colby Renner, a senior, he is on the offensive line, number 69. He is the center for the Lumberjacks. Adam Rouse, number 77, a senior on the offensive line. Damian Vanderrob, he is a H-back for the Lumberjacks, number 84. And number 99, Tristan Hill, a tight end. The Bulldogs have won the toss. They are going to defer to the second half. So Lumberjacks will go on offense first. The Bulldogs will go on defense. Have to take a look and see which side they have decided to, which way they're going to be going here in just a minute. I'll get that to you as soon as they come back out. I was not looking as they were doing the coin toss. So Lumberjacks looks like they will be going from left to right on your radio dial. They'll be defending the east end zone, or the east side of the field. The Bulldogs defending the west side of the field. If you've been here in St. Mary's, you know how the field is kind of situated. I am on the north side of the field, facing south. And the kicker for the Bulldogs is, I have him written down here, I believe it's Josh Nichols, and it'll be Badgett and Gibson back deep for St. Mary's on the kick return. Getting some last-minute instructions there from the referee is, I believe it's Nichols. I have to see his number for the Bulldogs. He backs up and lines up the kick. And it is number 8, Josh Nichols, for the Bulldogs to take the kicking duties. And we are underway here. Low line drive kick. It's going to be picked up by Trey Gibson back at about the 10. He's going to go backwards a little bit. He's all the way down inside the 5. I think he just got over into about the 7 or 8 yard line, and that's where Lumberjacks will start, maybe about their 8 yard line. Lumberjacks will have a 1st and 10 at their own 8 yard line. Lumberjacks coming out with one receiver to the top of the formation. It looks like it's Tristan Nelson. The snap, the handoff is going to be up the middle. And the Grangeville defense fills up the gaps pretty quickly there. A whole host of the Bulldog players in there to keep that at a short to no gain by Trey Gibson. Tackle by Grangeville was by Charlie. Lumberjacks back up the line of scrimmage. And they're going to get a handoff this time to Dylan Larson. And Larson is going to pick up a nice gain for the Lumberjacks. He gets it across the 15, up to about the 16-yard line. Lumberjacks trying to go to a hurry up, and they're going to hand it off again. Dylan Larson powers forward. And he picks up just enough to get the first down as they get it nearly the 20. So Lumberjacks with their first down of the game, and that's on the, so far kept the ball on the ground. Two receivers to the near side, one at the top of the formation. Elliott in the shotgun, takes snap, hands it off. And I'm trying to see a number on who that running back was. It was Gibson for St. Mary's, and a short to no gain again for Gibson.
Gibson the ball carrier, no gain, 2nd and 10.
A host of Grangeville Bulldogs there to make that tackle. Lumberjacks back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Same formation. Elliott's going to fake the throw, the handoff this time, throws into the flat, finds Jared Badgett far side of the field. Badgett gets the corner, picks up the first down, and he gets that ball out to the 35 of St. Mary's.
Lumberjacks. For Grangeville.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks at about the 35. Snap to Elliott. He's going to hand it off this time. It's Gibson. Gibson finds a lane near the near side, hurdles a couple of downed Grangeville players, and he picks up 10, 11 yards on the carry.
And that's another
Lumberjacks pick up another first down and got a nice little drive here going to start the game.
Sanders on the tackle for Grangeville.
Lumberjacks quickly back to the line of scrimmage. This time 2 receivers set, one to the near side, one to the far side. Looks like Gentry here to the near side. One running back in the backfield. Elliott takes the snap, hands off. This time it's a tackle for loss, as getting in there for the Bulldogs was 69. That is Quincy Daniels with the tackle for loss.
Loss of a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
Quincy Daniel, that all-league player from last year for Grangeville, showing why he was that defensive all-league player last year as he got in the backfield quickly. Snap to Elliott, hands it off again to Gibson, and Gibson is going to pick up a little bit of that lost yardage, but he's gang tackled by the Bulldogs. One of the last guys I see walking away from that pile is Isaac Dewey for Grangeville. He was in there on that tackle among about 2 or 3 other Grangeville players. 3rd and long for St. Mary's, 3rd and about 12 yards. St. Mary's on their own 44-yard line. Early first quarter, no score here from St. Mary's. Three receivers set this time. Elliott drops back. He looks to throw, but he's going to be pressured and brought down in the backfield. First man there for Grangeville was their quarterback, Jared Lindsley, getting the sack. And that'll bring up 4th down for St. Mary's. About 8-yard loss on that tackle there by Jared Lindsley as he got to the quarterback and didn't give Elliott enough time to throw that ball. So Lumberjacks had a decent drive started. Now they will punt it away. Jared Badgett to do the punting duties. The Bulldogs didn't put anybody back. They thought maybe St. Mary's might fake it here, I guess. It's the early junction of the game. It's going to take a St. Mary's roll down to the 20-yard line. So a decent punt by Badgett. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own. From their own. Looks like the 15-yard line, actually. 7:42 to go in the first. Still no score. Ball is marked on the 20-yard line for Grangeville. The Bulldogs are going to start with a running play to the far side of the field. And it was Lindsley on the keeper. I think it was Trace Wicks with the tackle. It's a 10-yard pickup for Jared Lindsley.
Lindsley's the ball carrier. 1st down
I believe it was Trace Wicks getting the tackle on that far side of the field for the Lumberjacks. And the Bulldogs first play from scrimmage, and they picked up a first down. 1st and 10 now up to their 30-yard line. Bulldogs up to the line of scrimmage. Miles Lefay out here to the near side. One receiver to each side of the formation. Lindsley is under center. This time it's a handoff. It's Caleb Fry. Fry busting through the Lumberjack line. Looks like he's going to be close to a first down. Adam Rouse on the tackle for St. Mary's. Second down and 1 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are waiting for the play to come into the huddle. Seems like after the play is over, Jared Lindsley goes over and gets his next play from his coach. They break their huddle coming up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they've got Lefay here to the near side. Going over to the far side is Sam Lindsley. Under center is Jared Lindsley. Now we're going to get a timeout taken. There's a little bit of confusion on the play for the Bulldogs, and we will go ahead and take that timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. Securities Advisory Services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And we are back as the Bulldogs come back out after the timeout. A little bit of confusion there on the offense side of things, so the coach had to take a quick timeout, get things settled out and squared away for him. Now they're back out there. Lindsley under center, 2 running backs lined up behind him, and they hand it off to the first man, and he runs it right up the gut, gets through. That's Colin Goffner. He is going to pick up. I'm going to have to wait and see where they mark it because I didn't catch. They did get the first down, and it's up to the 10-yard line. Still on their own side of the field with a gain of 7 yards, and I did not see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. This time, Grangeville, no one wide receiver split out to the near side. It's Lefay. Lindsley now looking over to the sideline, getting some signals from head coach Adams. Seeing if they want to change anything. Now they're going to take the hand off first man through, and powering through there was number 40. He's going to be tackled by Colby Renner for the Lumberjacks. Picks up about 3 on the carry. Colby Renner, that's his first time I've seen him in all season on the defensive side of things. So, and then there's a little bit of defensive play here this season. Same formation for the Bulldogs. This time it's a pitch to the outside. Lumberjacks trying to read it, but good blocking. Fry gets through a little bit of traffic. He's finally going to be tackled here on the near side. Trey Gibson comes in there to make the initial hit, and I'll give him with a tackle. And a nice strong run by Caleb Fry, and he picks up just about enough for the first down. And actually it is enough for the first down. They get the ball up to the 42 of St. Mary's. Grangeville putting together a nice opening drive. They are into the Lumberjack territory now. Same formation except for flipped. One receiver to the top of the formation. Lindsley takes the snap. Lumberjacks pressure comes through the line, and they run it right up the gut, though. Fry gets a nice little pick up, about 5 or 6. And see who made the tackle there for St. Mary's. There was a whole host of Lumberjacks that actually, no, I don't know why I said that was a 4 or 5 yard carry. It was about 3 yards by Caleb Fry. So 2nd and 7 for Grangeville. 4:11 in counting here in the first quarter of play. No score. Lumberjacks and Bulldogs on KOFE 1240 and KORT Radio in Grangeville. Winner of this game will play in the playoffs. The loser will be getting ready for the basketball season. 4 wide receivers set. They're going to throw it to the far side. It's going to be caught by number 18. That is Lindsley. And it's the first tackler missed, but a whole bunch of Lumberjacks come up there to clean it up. It's a short game on the completion. The connection was Lindsley to Lindsley. That ball is now marked right at the 35. There's a whole host of Lumberjacks on that tackle as the first Lumberjack slowed him down and made him have to wait a minute, and then the Lumberjack, rest of the defense came up and helped to bring him down. It's 3rd and 4, and a little cross buck action there, maybe a little bit of a reverse, and the Bulldogs couldn't get the first down as slipping down was LaFay. No gain, and he'll bring up 4th down. Actually, they call it a loss of about a yard. So it's going to bring up 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. They are on the plus side of the field, though, so see, it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field for Grangeville. As Jared Lindsley brings the play in. Now they break their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Top of the formation is Sam Lindsley, a wide receiver. Everybody else in at running back is going to fake the handoff. Jared Lindsley rolls to the near side. He's got pressure, throws over the top, and just too much in between a couple of receivers, and it was incomplete. I'm not sure if the intended receiver was Doc there or not, but he was there, and also Sam Lindsley. It fell kind of right between those guys. So they turn the ball over on down. St. Mary's will take over. 2:32 to go in the first quarter. No score here from St. Mary's. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. They've got a 3-receiver set here to the near side. We've got Tristan Hill in the slot, Tristan Gentry on the outside, and I believe it's Badgett on that inside receiver. They're going to hand it off, though, to Gibson, and Gibson's going to get spun down after about a 5-yard gain. He's tackled by Cody Clement, the sophomore linebacker for Grangeville. Gain of 6 yards for Trey Gibson. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. They've got 2 receivers at the top of the formation now. One to the near side. A couple of running backs in the backfield with Elliott in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off, it looks like, to Dylan Larson. And Larson planted his foot, slipped a little bit, able to regain his footing, and he powers forward. He takes that to about the 50-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for St. Mary's. It's an 8-yard carry for the Lumberjacks. I missed who the tackle was made by. St. Mary's again with 3 receivers set. We've got Trace Wicks in the slot. Tristan Gentry here on the outside. Badgett on the far side. 2 running backs in the backfield with Elliott. Takes a snap, hands it off. Gibson runs into the back of his own blocker. He tries to get off him and get up to get some yards, but he's only going to get about to the line of scrimmage. I think he ran into the back of the spinner for St. Mary's, and that's Colby Renner. Missed who made the tackle for the Bulldogs. We got just a 2-receiver set this time for the Lumberjacks. An extra blocker's in on the line. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it, and the receiver not quite on the same page, almost picked it off, was Lindsley, Sam Lindsley on that far side. It was intended for Tristan Hill. Brings up 3rd and 10 for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks again, 1 receiver to each side. 1 running back in the backfield. Elliott takes a snap, looking to throw. He's going to go to the far side of the field. He's got Badgett for the catch down there inside the 40 of Grangeville, and he's going to be tackled at the 30, looks like the 34-yard line. Badgett, and it's Lumberjack first down. 2nd reception, I believe, for Badgett as the first quarter starts to wind down here on the game. Once again, I missed who made the tackle. Lumberjacks quickly back to the line of scrimmage. This time it's under center with 3 running backs lined up behind Elliott. They're going to hand it off to Gibson once again, and Gibson powers forward for a nice gain of about 3 yards. We second down and 7 in the first quarter coming to an end. And Lumberjacks going to let that clock expire, and we'll take it into the second period. There's no score here from St. Mary's. Grangeville and the Lumberjacks doing battle, and we will be back in 30 seconds.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Sports supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
Yeah, we are back here at Lumberjack Field as the St. Mary's Lumberjacks taking on the Grangeville Bulldogs in the final game of the regular season for both teams. Like I've mentioned a couple times, big game here tonight. If St. Mary's wins, they will play next week. If Grangeville wins, they will play next week. And it looks like right now that they will be playing. Whoever wins this game should be playing the defending state champs, the Westside Pirates, next week sometime. So that's a pretty tough draw to have to draw, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Both teams moving the ball pretty good. Both have punted once. Offensive yards for both teams so far. St. Mary's was 61 yards on their second possession. Grangeville had 44 yards in their first possession. St. Mary's, their first trip into the Grangeville side of the field now. They're up to the Grangeville 30-yard line. It is second and about 7 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's brings 2 receivers to the top of the formation, one to the near side. Elliott shotgun, 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to take the snap, hand it off to Gibson. Gibson looking for somewhere to cut back to. He finds opening to the far side. He's going to sidestep a tackler and finally be taken down, but not before he picks up the first down. Caleb Fry was one of the Bulldogs in there on the tackle. And the ball down to the 20-yard line of Grangeville. Lumberjacks quickly back to the line of scrimmage. You got 2 receivers set. Actually, 3 receivers. They're going to hand it off, though, to Dylan Larson. And Larson working that just off tackle on the far side. He doesn't pick up much, maybe 2 to 3 yards on the carry by Larson. Daniels on the tackle for the Bulldogs. Lumberjacks once again quickly back to that line of scrimmage. Not giving me a lot of time to get my stats in, but it's a run again up the middle, pushing the pile. The keeper by Sean Elliott, the quarterback for St. Mary's. Gain of a couple of yards for the Lumberjacks. 3rd and 5 now for St. Mary's. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation. Elliott, shotgun, 2 running backs to the backfield. He's going to look to throw. He's going to look to the far side to Tristan Gentry, and that one was a bullet that just got past Gentry's hands and bounced off of his chest plate and was incomplete. I'll bring up 4th down for the Lumberjacks. 4th and about 5-6 yards to go. 3 receivers to the near side for St. Mary's. 1 to the far side. 1 running back in the backfield with Elliott. That is Gibson. Elliott looking over the line, looking over the defense, takes the snap. He's going to roll to the near side, looking for somebody to throw it to. He's going to find Nelson. Nelson looking for room to run. He bounces off a couple of Grangeville Bulldogs, takes it down to about the 1-yard line. And I see Sam Lindsley, one of the guys there, getting up after the tackle. Lumberjacks all the way down to the goal on the 1-yard line. So St. Mary's threatening to punch it in here. St. Mary's with 2 receivers set this time. 2 running backs in the backfield. Elliott's going to keep it, lowers his head, and dives into the end zone. And the Lumberjacks are going to score first here in St. Mary's tonight. At the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, St. Mary's punches it in. And now we'll see if Lumberjacks go for it, or I think they're going to try the extra point. Jared Badgett, the kicker for St. Mary's. Looks like it's Sean Elliott, the holder. Lumberjacks waiting for the snap. Going to get it down. Kind of a slow snap. They get it down, though. A nice kick by Badgett, and it is up and good. And Lumberjacks lead 7-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, T1SCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, T1SCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit T1FCU.org to get started. T1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew. And we are back, and the Lumberjacks take the, I can't say it's the early lead. It's 7-0 in favor of St. Mary's as we are early second quarter of play. Lumberjacks punched in on a 1-yard run from Sean Elliott. And now the Lumberjacks will kick it off to the Grangeville Bulldogs. Jared Badgett will do the kicking duties for St. Mary's. Back deep for for Grangeville. I believe it's Miles LaFay and Caleb Fry. St. Mary's did have a successful onside kick against Orofino. See if they try to steal one away here. Nope, they are going to kick it deep. It's to the near side. They're going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 10. And it looks like Grangeville will accept the penalty. And that'll place the ball at the 35-yard line. The Bulldogs will start their second possession of the game. First and 10 from their own 35. They trail 7-0 to the Lumberjacks here on senior night in St. Mary's. Grangeville quickly up to the line of scrimmage. One receiver here to the near side. That's Sam Lindsley. Jared Lindsley under center takes a snap, hands it off. It's going to be Fry, and Fry is going to be tripped up as he gets through the line. That was Trace Wicks with the tackle. Fry does pick up about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6 from their own 39-yard line. Grangeville back up to the line of scrimmage. One receiver to the near side. Lindsley under center takes a snap, pitches it to Fry. Fry looks to the near side, and he's not going to get anywhere with that one. Lumberjack defense nipped it out pretty good. Wicks and Larson on the tackle. I think he might have lost the yard or gotten no gain on that one. That was a pitch here to the near side by Grangeville. And ball back on about the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. One receiver to the near side. Everybody else is lined up in the I formation. They're going to hand it off this time, and they're going to power through for a few yards. Lumberjacks all over on the tackle. The carry was by Geffner. Seibert with the tackle. I think they picked up a few yards. And Kyle Seibert on the tackle. So it's 4th and 3. Grangeville shows punt. I believe it's Caleb Fry doing the punting. It is. He gets a high punt away. He's going to take a Grangeville bounce down to about the 22-yard line. That ball will go down to the 23-yard line. No return. After the Lumberjacks will take over 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line after a 35-yard punt with no return from Miles LaFay. Trey Gibson was the one back there that would have made the return if the Lumberjacks would have returned it. But it was a high punt way up in the air that was not going to be a returnable punt as the coverage was down there for Grangeville quickly. St. Mary's breaks the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. St. Mary's leads 7-0, 8 minutes to go in the first half. Tristan Nelson here to the near side for St. Mary's, the only wide receiver split out. 2 running backs in the backfield with Elliott. Elliott takes a snap, takes the first. No, it was supposed to be handed it off to, that was almost a busted play to Trey Gibson as he handed it off to him, and Gibson didn't take it at first. The ball actually got popped up in the air. Gibson able to keep his eye on it and pull it down and keep that to, actually made a yard on that run, so that was just an interesting play there. I didn't see him make the tackle for Grangeville on the far side of the field, but that, I'm still stuck on that handoff. Is it almost at first looked like Elliott didn't want to hand it to him, and then Elliott went to hand it to him and just kind of got scooped up. That could have been disastrous. Instead, St. Mary still with the ball. High snap this time, and a handoff to Gibson again. Runs it on that far side of the field, only picks up a couple. Oh, actually, it's just that angle on that. That was a lot bigger pickup than I thought it was. A gain of about 4 yards for Gibson on that one. So it's 3rd and 5. Caleb Fry made the tackle for the Bulldogs. St. Mary's this time with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. 2 running backs in the backfield. Elliott in the shotgun. Elliott takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to go deep, looking for Badgett, and Badgett put on the afterburners and ran past his defender and just barely overthrew him. That would have almost been, if we could have caught that in stride, that would have maybe been a to the house catch on that, but it was just incomplete. But it was a nice look. As at first the coverage was right there, but Badgett kind of turned on his afterburner and ran past the coverage on that side of the field. 4th and 5, though, so St. Mary's will have to punt the ball away. Jared Badgett will punt, and I believe the punt returner is Miles LaFay. Good snap. Punt block was on. There's a flag on the field. Nice punt. It bounces at the 45. Rolls to about the 42-yard line. And there was a flag. I thought there was a flag. Let me see if there's a call in there. If there is anything marked off. Okay, so there was a flag. It was a false start on St. Mary's, so the Lumberjacks will re-punt. It was a pre-snap penalty. For the false start, so St. Mary's will move it back and punt again. Punt is away this time again, a low punt. This one's going to get another good Lumberjack roll, though, and it'll roll just down inside the 45, down to about the 44. So not much better field position than the last punt. And a punt of 32 yards with no return. 6:34 to go in the first half, and St. Mary's leads 7-0 over the Bulldogs. Grangeville in their huddle. Up the line of scrimmage. They've got 1 receiver here to the near side. Looks like Stan Lindsley. High formation. Hands it off the first man through. Looks like Geckner. Kyle Seibert in there on the tackle. Maybe a short gain by Geckner. Kyle Seibert getting in there to make the tackle. Second down and 9 for the Bulldogs. far early on. The Lumberjacks have a total of 96 yards offensively. The Bulldogs with 52. Bulldogs break the huddle, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Sam Lindsley here split out near side as a wide receiver. I formation. Jared Lindsley under center. Going to fake the handoff, looks to throw. He's going to go deep to Sam Lindsley. Badgett in coverage, and a nice play by Jared Badgett. Oh, and a late flag comes in. I think they're going to... Lumberjack crowd does not like that call, but I think they're going to get, and it looked clean to me, as Badgett was playing the ball. I think they're going to call Badgett for the penalty of pass interference. Lumberjack crowd not too happy with that call. It looked like a pretty clean defensive play from here. First down for the Bulldogs. They're going to hand it off, and we get a flag there as the play is still going. Another flag comes in, so we got a couple of flags. A little bit of chippiness going on between the two teams out there. And the run by Fry didn't really go anywhere. There's a whole host of Lumberjacks out there. First, we have a holding call against Grangeville. And apparently that's the only call. Okay, so there's just two flags thrown in on the same penalty. So it's a holding on Grangeville, so that marches them back. First and 19, it looks like now for the Bulldogs. Ball back out to the 49-yard line of the Grangeville side of the field. Bulldogs going left to right now on the field. Or the second flag that came in at that, I thought they might have been getting an unsportsmanlike something. It must have been maybe two holds or something else. Anyways, Lindsay's going to roll to the near side. He was thinking about throwing and directing traffic. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to lay the wood into number 32 for the Lumberjacks. That's Ethan Kohler, but a nice pickup there by Jared Lindsley. As it looks like he picked up pretty much all of the lost yardage.
Be second and 12.
In there for the tackle for St. Mary's was number 32, Ethan Kohler. At least shouldered him out of bounds anyways. The ball is on the Lumberjack 41-yard line now. Grangeville with second and 12 to go. That was a nice play to pick up a good chunk of that yardage, though they lost the penalty. It's going to be a handoff this time to Fry. Trying to look near side. He gets stood up by Dylan Larson, and a whole bunch of Lumberjacks get there to bring him down. Lost a yard on that one. Dylan Larson was the initial Lumberjack there. Tristan Nelson also in there for the Lumberjacks on that tackle. So it's third and 13. Third and about 13, third and 14 yards for Grangeville. Two receivers to the near side, one to the top of the formation, Lindsley in the pistol. He's looking to throw. He's got some pressure. He does find somebody in the middle. It's intended for Geckner. I don't think he quite knew it was going to come to him. And actually, it was not Geckner. It was number... Oh, it was Geckner. And he got a hand on it, but it got tipped up in the air. It'll be fourth down for Grangeville. Didn't quite look like he was expecting it to come to him. And he kind of tried to get a hand up there on that ball, and it just got away from him. So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to try to pin St. Mary's back deep. Low line drive punt, takes a bounce at the 20. It's going to roll down to the 5. Gibson was going to try to pick it up and go, but the tackle by Baggett was there before he could get it corralled. The Lumberjacks pinned deep on their own side of the field. 3:19 to go in the first half. St. Mary's leads 7-0 over the Bulldogs. St. Mary's will start on their own 5-yard line. St. Mary's with 3 receivers at the top of the formation, one to the near side, one running back in the backfield. Elliott takes a snap, hands it off. Tackle made by 66, I believe that was Dewey. Gibson with the run, picks up about 2 yards. I think they said it was Morgan with the tackle. So 2nd and 9 for St. Mary's on their own 7-yard line. 3 receivers set, 1 running back in the backfield. Elliott working from the shotgun, hands it off to Larson. Larson finds a little gap up the middle, but he's going to be short of the first down by quite a bit. About another 3 or 4 yard pickup.
Larson on the carry, gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 3. The 3rd and 3.
It's going to be 3rd and about 3 yards for St. Mary's. Going to run it again up the middle. I don't know if they got there or not. A whole host of Bulldogs getting off that. One of them was Jared Lindsley. I think it was Larson with the carry again.
No gain, brings up 4th down.
And no gain for the Lumberjacks.
Badger back to punt for the Jacks.
So St. Mary's will punt this one away. And LaFay will wait back at about the 50-yard line for Badgett's punt. 1:41 and counting in the first half. St. Mary's leads 7-0. Lumberjacks have a little extra personnel out there on the field. And that was number 58, Phillips. He gets off by high snap and a high punt. It's going to land a short one there for St. Mary's. And it's at the St. Mary's 28-yard line or so. It was a very short punt. It was kind of a high snap. And Badgett had to get rid of it. So great field position for Grangeville. Great field position for Grangeville at the, it's actually, about the 26-yard line. So 1:22 to go in the first half, and Grangeville great field position here to try to get a score before the halftime. St. Mary's has 3 timeouts, the Bulldogs with 2. Grangeville brings 1 wide receiver to the near side. I formation, Jared Lindsley under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to LaFay, and LaFay finds some open room to the far side. He's going to stiff arm Trey Gibson. Gibson's going to bring him down finally on the far side, but a nice gain. About 13 yards it looked like. Down to the 13 of St. Mary's. I think we get a timeout taken. Maybe not. Stop the clock for the first down. 1 receiver to the near side. I formation. Jared Lindsley under center. He's going to fake the handoff. Rolls to the near side. He's going to find an open receiver. Geckner, he's able to haul that one in. And he's going to run over a Lumberjack defender. And they're going to say out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Nice pass play design there. And Lumberjack defense just barely able to not let that get in for a touchdown just yet. But Grangeville threatening as they are right at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. St. Mary's leads 7-0. 1 minute to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a senior spotlight interview with Colby Renner. He's the center for the Lumberjacks football team. Bulldogs with that same look. They're going to hand it over. Lindsley keeps it himself. He's going to dive for the pylon. He does not get there. Jared Badgett able to keep him out. No gain. That was a good defensive play there by Jared Badgett. 35 seconds. Second and goal. And this time it's just power right up the middle. And I think it was a keeper by Jared Lindsley, and they punched into the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown. But as close as they were to the end zone, it was almost a foregone conclusion. They were more than likely going to get it in, but the Lumberjacks did make them work for it. Jared Lindsley really stretched out on that previous play to try to get it to the pylon, just couldn't quite get there. Kicking the extra point will be Josh Nichols. The holder is LaFay. The kick is up, and that looks like a beauty. Nice leg on Nichols. And we are tied here with 28 seconds. We are tied at 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 10th Street Superstop invites you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. And we are back. 28 seconds to go before halftime here on senior night. St. Mary's Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 in St. Mary's. And to all you listeners up there in Grangeville on KORT, we welcome you into a heck of a ball game. 7-7 tie here as we're just about ready to get into halftime. St. Mary's will receive the kick after the Bulldog touchdown. And back for St. Mary's is Badgett and Gibson. Kicking off is Nichols for Grangeville. And after our first break at halftime, we'll have our senior spotlight interview. And then after that senior spotlight interview, we'll take a look at the stats from the first half. Nichols kicks it off. Down the middle, Badgett. He's going to get it at the 15. Badgett bringing it near side. Finds the edge, and he's going to get a nice return. He's tackled by Fry just short of the 45. Badgett brings that ball all the way to the 44-yard line, a return of 29 yards. Caleb Fry makes the tackle here on the near side. And Lumberjacks have the 1st and 10 with just about 21 ticks on the clock. All 3 timeouts for St. Mary's. So let's see if they try to do anything here. If they do huddle up like it's going to be, they're going to run some offense here. So St. Mary's sends 3 receivers to top of the formation. Jared Badgett here to the near side. 1 running back in the backfield with Elliott. Elliott in the shotgun. Looks over, makes sure everybody's set, takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. He's going to look into the middle of the field, and there's a flag coming in on Caleb Fry. The intended receiver was Trace Wicks in the middle of the field, and Caleb Fry was all over him before the ball was there. So that'll be a pass interference call on Grangeville. Caleb Fry getting there just a little bit too early. 15-yard penalty. Lumberjacks will get the first down. Lumberjacks, 3 receiver set. And a bad snap is going to go back to the Grangeville side of the field. Lumberjacks able to get back on it, and they'll just let the clock run out at that point. So at the end of the first half, it is St. Mary's 7, Grangeville 7. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back with our senior spotlight.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for the home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck that goes hard to reach areas. So if you're in need of spinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clear. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. And Arbor and Site Clear.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees. High school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Idaho high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports program. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The field will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the game. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community. And it's time for our senior spotlight. And our senior spotlight for today, we have St. Mary's Lumberjacks senior Colby Ringer. And I guess I should hold on to my questions because I don't even know what to ask if I'm not holding on to them. We'll start off with welcoming you, Colby, and thanks for coming out and doing the interview with us.
Yeah.
So what sports do you play, Colby?
I play football and basketball, and then last year, my junior year, I golfed for the first time. Might do that again this year. Don't really know yet. But I'm stuck at it, so we'll see.
See you back on the baseball field. That's a. Which one is your favorite and why?
I think football's my favorite just because I don't know, I've always liked it. Been playing it since I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, and it's just super fun. I mean, with a big group of guys. Basketball's pretty fun also, but I think football tops it off. So, yeah.
What is your favorite thing about playing sports?
Probably my favorite thing is just being with my group of friends out there, having fun. Just like it gives you a lot of life lessons, so it's pretty fun. Yeah, just being out there with all my buddies and stuff. So.
And what is your least favorite thing?
Practicing. I hate practices. Wish we could just play games, but you know, got to get better, so I guess we have to practice.
Practice is somewhat important. I actually get that a lot when I've done these in the past, where it's they'll either say practices or losing games.
Yeah, quite both.
What is your favorite pro sports team?
Well, Seattle Seahawks are my favorite. For basketball, probably, I don't know. I just watch all the teams. I don't really have a favorite for the NBA. College basketball's Gonzaga, though.
Do you have a favorite player?
Yeah, there's a guard for the Colts. His name's Quentin Nelson. And, yeah, he's pretty badass. I watch him all the time.
And what would your goals this year on and off the field or court be?
Well, always want to win state, you know. Won it for basketball last year, and it's pretty fulfilling to win it. So being able to win it for football is something to be pretty cool also. And then, you know, just having a fun senior year with all my friends and stuff. So, yeah.
Making the best of everything in the currently situation as well, right?
Yeah. COVID screwing us right now.
We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more of our senior spotlight.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreation facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
And we're here with Colby Renner, a St. Mary's Lumberjack senior on our senior spotlight. Colby, what are your plans after high school?
Gonna go to college. I don't know where at yet. Still keeping that open. It'd be cool to play college football somewhere, but I want to go to school to be a physical therapist. A lot of med school and stuff.
I guess one little extra added to that is you have any colleges looking at you for any of your sports?
Well, I've talked to the Montana Grizz recruiter a couple times, sent him some film. It'd be cool to play there, and then I sent some film off to U of I, and I don't know, it'd be cool to play football at either of those places, Big Sky. So hopefully I can. If not, try to walk on or something, just be able to play football longer.
What would you say is your favorite subject in school?
Probably advanced fit with tests. Easy, just lift for about 45 minutes. So yeah, get bigger, faster.
The good thing, Kev, is the coaching doesn't hear that. He might make it harder on you if you say it's easy. What is somebody who is someone that you look up to?
I just look up to my parents. They teach me wrong from right. They teach me what hard work looks like and having a good attitude towards all the things I do and things that I can accomplish throughout my life.
This is one says it got a theme song, but we changed it. Nicknames. You got a nickname?
Yeah, it's, well, it was Logo Larry from when I hit that half-court shot against North Fremont, but now everyone just calls me Larry. Even, like, my brother, sister, they call me Larry all the time. Started because Sean was going to my house one day before football practice, and I guess he told Wyatt, we got to stop at Larry's house, but he meant Colby, so when they got to the field, he said that, and everyone just started calling me Larry, and it stuck, I guess.
Now, I don't know if I know the answer to this one. I might, but what is your most memorable moment?
Winning basketball state last year for the first time since 1960. Then probably hitting that half-court shot against North Fremont to put us in the state championship. It was a pretty cool feeling.
Kind of imagine that might have been right up there as the most memorable. And do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my parents, coaches, teachers, just our spectators that come out to the games and support us, and hopefully we have a good rest of the year.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, thanks for coming in and talking to us, and congratulations on being a senior, and good luck the rest of your senior year and after high school.
Thank you.
That was St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Colby Renner on our senior spotlight. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has the American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca, great service, and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return is done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. It's one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as the Lumberjacks lead Grangeville. It's tied up 7 apiece. Grangeville with that late first half touchdown. that gave them the lead. Before we get into the stats, I want to give a shout-out and a congratulations to 3A Soccer All-League selections. I have the Grangeville Bulldogs and the St. Mary's Lumberjacks All-League selections. So 3A Soccer All-League for the girls. For St. Mary's Lumberjacks, it was Lumberjacks defender Allison Dundas, as she was a force to be reckoned with on defense all year long. She was a rock for the Lumberjack defense back there. And then for the Grangeville Bulldogs, it was Talia Brown, so congratulations to her on being selected to All-League for the Grangeville Bulldogs. On the boys' side, St. Mary's had their keeper Grayson Sands in the All-League selections, and Lance Hamblin, one of the forwards or strikers for the Lumberjack soccer team. And those two guys were the All-League. I really think Grayson Sands was probably in the contention or talk for being maybe league MVP with as good as he is in the poll, but they had a couple of other guys that got that position. For the Grangeville Bulldogs, it was Colin Husted, so congratulations to those players being selected to All-League for boys and girls soccer. Now let's go ahead and get back into our halftime discussion here, as the only two scores for both teams. St. Mary scored fairly early in the second quarter, and the Bulldogs scored late in the second quarter. So the Lumberjacks scored 10 minutes into the second quarter on a 1-yard run by Sean Elliott. Jared Badgett made the extra point to give the Lumberjacks a 7-0 lead. Then with 28 seconds left in the first half, Jared Lindsley ran one right up the middle for 1 yard on a quarterback sneak, and it was actually pretty fitting because it was both quarterbacks making the touchdowns for both teams. The extra point was made by Josh Nichols, and it was up and good. Taking a look at the statistics, Grangeville with a total of 85 yards in the first half. St. Mary's with 87, so these two teams evenly matched here. St. Mary's ran 8 more plays than Grangeville, 28-20. Grangeville averaging 1 more yard roughly per play, as they are at 4.3 yards. St. Mary's 3.1. Passing, St. Mary's leads that category, 46 yards. Grangeville was 16. St. Mary's 3 of 6. The Bulldogs 2 of 4 passing. St. Mary's averaging 15 yards per completion. The Bulldogs averaging 8. No touchdowns, no interceptions by either team. St. Mary's almost had one picked off, but it luckily was dropped. 69 yards rushing for Grangeville, 41 yards rushing for the Lumberjacks. Grangeville with 16 rush attempts, averaging 4.3 yards per carry. St. Mary's with 22 rushing attempts. Bulldog defense holding St. Mary's to just 2 yards per carry. Receiving, we already kind of went over that with the passing. Penalties, I have 2 for 25 for Grangeville, 1 for 15 for the Lumberjacks. Turnovers, no turnovers so far. Turnover really could end up being the difference in this game, so we'll see what happens. Punting, St. Mary's has punted 3 times, averaging 30 yards per punt. The Bulldogs have punted twice, averaging 35, 36 yards per punt. St. Mary's, no sacks. Grangeville with 1 sack. Time of possession, it looks like 11 minutes for Grangeville, 12 minutes for St. Mary's. 9 first downs for the Lumberjacks, 7 first downs for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs 0 for 3 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. St. Mary's 2 for 6 on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down. Individually, we'll look at the Bulldogs first. Jared Lindsley, the quarterback, 2 of 4 for 16 yards. Rushing, we've got Caleb Fry, 6 carries, 22 yards. Jared Lindsley, 4 carries, 20 yards and a touchdown. Colin Goffner, 4 carries for 15 yards. Miles LaFay, 2 carries for 12 yards. Receiving, Goffner with 1 reception for 12 yards. Sam Lindsley, 1 for 4 yards. And my tackling stats are probably not going to be very close for either team, so I'm not going to really get into those. Jared Lindsley, though, does have that 1 sack for the Bulldogs. Josh Nichols, 1 for 1 on extra points for Grangeville. For St. Mary's, Sean Elliott, 3 of 6 for 46 yards passing. Rushing, Trey Gibson has 13 carries for 38 yards. Dylan Larson has 5 carries for 20. Jared Badgett has 2 receptions for 31 yards on the receiving side. Tristan Nelson, 1 for 15. Defensively for the Lumberjacks, there's no sacks or anything to speak of, so we're not even going to really mess with those too much. Jared Badgett, 1 for 1 on extra points. And let's see here. We're going to go ahead. We've got about 2 minutes until the kickoff for the second half. So we're going to, as both teams are back out on the field stretching out, we'll go through a couple more of the seniors in the senior pamphlet for St. Mary's. Tristan Gentry or Tristan Nelson. They put that both in here. I've always called them one or the other, which probably confuses people. Parents are Brendan Nelson and Billy and Maury Gentry. He has 7 years of playing football. Tristan plans to attend college to study business, where he hopes to play college basketball. His activities in school include basketball, football, and golf. His most memorable moment is his sophomore year at football camp when Braden took Sean's bed apart and hid it because Sean took a piece of pizza without asking. He would like to thank his dad, his parents, brothers, sisters, uncle, aunts, grandparents, coaches, Lily, Coleman, DeBosa, Elijah, Larry, Russ, Wyatt, Jack, Casey, Berkeley, Cade, Ramby, Sophia, Ashlyn, Connor, Tyler, Mike, the Rosses, the Gibsons, the Holmes, the Elliots, the Wolves, the Wicks, and the Sextons, the McGrills, the Daniels, the Asberries, and the Watkin families, and anyone else they might have forgotten. So that is St. Mary's Lumberjacks senior Tristan Nelson. So we are just under a minute before the second half kickoffs. The Bulldogs will receive the second half kick, so they will get a chance to see what they can do with their first possession of the second half. And really, this game, I think, is going to come down to, hopefully it doesn't come down to a turnover, but that could be a possibility. It's going to be a dogfight to the end, I think. Who's going to make the first mistake and who's going to make the least mistakes? So far, it's been a pretty mistake-free game from both teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments have been made by both teams and see what they come out doing here in the second half. Neither team really needs to change a whole lot. They're playing pretty well, both sides of the ball. So it's just, like I said, you heard it from the stats as far as yards by both teams and time of possession, everything is just right there. So we've got a good one here, kind of like we were hoping for and expected to see. The Grangeville Bulldogs will be starting on the east end of the field, and that's where they will receive the second half kickoff from Jared Padgett. Going back is Miles LaFay and Caleb Fry for this second half kickoff. Jared Padgett getting the ball from the official for St. Mary's. And the ref heads off the side of the field. Badgett lines the Lumberjacks up, and we are just about ready to get the kickoff underway. Badgett approaches. The kick is deep into the near side. It's going to be picked up at about the 11-yard line by LaFay. And he's going to bust through. Oh, he's going to take it to the house. And a kick return for touchdown. It looks like, hang on, Lumberjacks trying to chase him down, but no, they're not going to be able to get there. And just like that, special teams could play a factor in this game as well, as Miles LaFay returned that from about the 11-yard line and took it to the house for the Bulldogs. That was an 88-yard kickoff return for Grangeville. So if you're the Bulldogs, that's definitely the way you want to come out and start things. And he returned that right up the middle. Had some speed there as he turned on the jet and got some good blocking from the rest of the special teams unit for Grangeville. I'll bring out Josh Nichols for the extra point. That's another one that couldn't make a difference in this game. 50 missed extra point. The snap a little bit low. They do get it there. The kick is up, and it's a beauty by Josh Nichols. It is up and good. And just like that, the Bulldogs take a 14-7 lead with only 15 seconds gone off the clock in the second half. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Don Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha. And we are back, and like I said, that was a quick strike score by Grangeville on special teams. The 88-yard touchdown return by Miles LaFay to put the Bulldogs on top. with just 15 seconds gone off the clock. Back deep for St. Mary's is Jared Badgett and Gray Gibson. Kicking off for the Bulldogs, of course, is, well, let me see, it's Nichols. It's Josh Nichols. Josh Nichols, a senior for the Bulldogs. They get everybody lined up, and the kick is off. Down the middle. Going to be picked up by Gibson at about the 19. He's going to try to find somewhere to go as he spins off a tackle. He's going to be tackled by Jared Lindsay at about the 31-yard line. So a nice little return by Gibson of about 12 yards. Looks like they're going to put it 32. And I think I said it was Caleb Fry on the tackle for the Bulldogs. St. Mary's now needs to see if they can answer back. They're going to bring one receiver, two receivers to the near side. We've got Trace Wicks in the slot, Tristan Gentry, the outside receiver, two running backs in the backfield with Sean Elliott. Elliott in the shotgun, takes snap, going to hand it off to Gibson. Gibson looks for room on that far side of the line. He's only going to pick up maybe a yard. Looks like the tackle was made by Daniels. Quincy Daniels makes the tackle for the Bulldogs. St. Mary's again, two receivers to the near side, kind of a stack look by Wicks and Gentry. As Gentry is basically lined up right behind Wicks. Two running backs in the backfield. The snap, the low throw, and that didn't work out for St. Mary's. It was completed, but Gentry went to his knees because it was a low throw. And in high school ball, once you're on your knees, you're down. And it was a loss of a yard on the play. Nobody really there for the tackle. So it's third and about 9 or 8 to St. Mary's. Lumberjacks showing that same, no, they're not showing the same look. This time it's Wicks in the slot. They've got Badgett on the far side. Showing pressure is Badgett for the Bulldogs. They're going to go deep, and Badgett tries to adjust and make the catch, but it's a little bit high. He can't get to it. That will bring up fourth down for the Lumberjacks. So 3 and out, it looks like, for St. Mary's, and the Lumberjacks left to punt. Some good defense there by the Bulldogs to start the second half. St. Mary's trying to get all their personnel out there. Looks like J.J. High coming out for the Lumberjacks on special teams. Get everybody set. Badgett takes snap, nice snap. Tristan Nelson is the snapper. It's going to bounce at the 35 and take a Lumberjack roll down to about the 32. And there's no return. That's where the Bulldogs will take over. 10:36 to go. Oh, actually, that was down to the 22-yard line. Bulldogs come out with one receiver to the near side, going to hand it off, and not going very far. Haven't seen who was carrying it for the Bulldogs yet. It was Fry. I think it was Kyle Seibert on the tackle. Gain of about 2 yards. I'll give a shout-out to Shift and Grind here in St. Mary's, the coffee shop over on Main Street. They've been doing a fundraiser the last 3 weeks to help with the sports complex the Booster Club is building down here in St. Mary's at the football field. That's going to be a handoff from the Bulldogs. Oh, shaking and baking and getting around a Lumberjack tackler is Caleb Fry. He made a nice move, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. He should have been tackled about 3 yards before that. And that was a good run as he was able to get around Nelson as he picked up 7 yards. Tackler, I believe, was Damian Vanderoff for the Lumberjacks. Let's 3rd and 2. So back to, the Bulldogs already breaking the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. I know Ship and Bryan has raised well over $20,000 in the last 3 weeks for that sports complex. The snap, they're going to they hand it off to LaFay, kind of like that reverse action, and LaFay's going to be tackled for a loss. Looks like he lost about 2 yards or so. Whole host of Lumberjacks there to bring him down. And the Bulldogs going to show a punt. So Caleb Bryan lines up the punt. Gibson waiting for the punt. It's a high punt. It's going to be blocked by St. Mary's. The snap was high, and it was blocked by Tristan Gentry, and the Lumberjacks will recover that. It won't really matter. They will recover it at the 26-yard line or so. Yeah, the official the coach for Grangeville said that trying to say it's Grangeville ball, but unless they recovered it past the line to gain, then it's going to be St. Mary's ball. I didn't see who recovered it for St. Mary's, but they did recover it. The Lumberjacks with good field position after the block punt by Nelson. It was a high snap that led to that because it didn't give Grangeville a lot of time to get it. This might have been a little bit of trickery here on this play, or maybe they just had extra guys in. But St. Mary's runs 2 guys off the field. St. Mary's starts on the 24-yard line of Grangeville. And in motion, Gadget. High snap to Elliott. To hand it off to Gibson. Gibson finds some blocking to the far side. He's trying to do a little shake and bake of his own. And he's going to pick up 5 or 6 yards before he stood up by a host of Bulldogs. Four yards or so. 2nd down and 6 yards to go for St. Mary's at the Bulldogs 20. Going to have another handoff to Gibson. He bounces to the far side, looking for room on the edge, and he's going to pick up the 1st down on the tackle with Nichols for Grangeville. Put that ball down. Trying to see where it's marked at. Looks like it's marked at the 10-yard line. Lumberjacks back to the line of scrimmage. The snap from Elliott. He's going to hand it off to Gibson up the middle. Gibson a little stutter, almost like a little delay, and he's going to pick up about 5. Looks like he's tackled by Daniels. Second and 6 for the Lumberjacks. Another quick snap. The flag comes in. It was a run play. A penalty flag in there in the area of what's usually a hold. We'll see what they call here as the 2 refs confer for a moment. Talking to one of the other officials now. In the area of a holding call, so I have to believe it's going to be against the Lumberjacks unless it's a face mask that the official is able to see. So they're still talking about it out there. I think they're just trying to get the number of who the penalty was on. No, it's against Grangeville, it looks like. I'm not sure what it was. I'm just going to kind of not worry about. The penalty was on Grangeville. And the Lumberjacks are now up about 3-yard line. Going to hand it off to Gibson. Gibson gets the edge and walks it into the touchdown, or into the end zone on the far side. So the Lumberjacks are 1 extra point away from tying things up here with the Gibson touchdown. 7:04 in the 3rd, and the Lumberjacks trail 13-14, pending the extra point. Jared Badgett will line up the extra point for St. Mary's. Elliott the holder. The hold is down, and that's a nice kick, and it is up and good. And Badgett must be working on those extra points. So we're tied up again here with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. It is 14 apiece. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat to fresh produce and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's Lumberjacks taking on the Grangeville Bulldogs, all tied up. Both teams with a score here in the second half. Grangeville opened up the scoring in the second half with an 88-yard touchdown return on a kickoff by Miles LaFay. And then St. Mary's a nice little, they actually had the blocked punt that gave them a short field, and they drove the ball out 20 yards and able to punch it in. St. Mary's will kick it off. Jared Badgett kick, and we've got Fry and LaFay back deep for the Bulldogs. If they try not really an onside kick, it's just a low kick, and the ball I think was loose, maybe not. In any case, LaFay brings the ball up to the 30. So that ball was down inside the 20. LaFay brings it up to about the 30-yard line, I think. It's actually, no, to the 33-yard line. And I did not see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks in there, but 6:57 to go in the third, all tied up. Bulldogs now go back on offense. Grangeville with that same formation they've used most of the night. I formation, they're going to pitch it out. It's to Fry. Fry looking for blockers. He finds some, gets the edge, and he's finally tackled by Wesley Vanderrob and Dylan Larson. 4-yard pickup. Second and 6 for the Bulldogs. Again, same formation. They've got Jared Lindsley under center, 2 running backs in the backfield. Going to fake the hand. Hand is off to the first guy through. Good ball security there. Ball movement or holding that ball as he gets it to Gochner. And Gochner picks up the first down for Grangeville. I thought he was handing it off to the second guy through, which was Fry, but they gave it to that first man through, and they get it to their own 49-yard line. And it's a first down for Grangeville. 1st and 10 from their own 49. Grangeville, same formation, I formation. This time, Lindsley's going to throw. He's looking deep. He's got a man, and it's caught by Sam Lindsley down to the 10-yard line. Nice big gain for the Bulldogs on a beautiful pass out to Sam Lindsley. And the Bulldogs in business on about the 9-yard line, and it was a pretty good coverage by Jared Badgett. But Badgett a little bit shorter than Sam Lindsley. Badgett 5'10", and Lindsley looks like he's over 6 foot. Roster I have from Grangeville did not give height or weight. So it's 1st and goal for the Bulldogs, and they're going to run it up the middle. I think it was Miles LaFay with the carry. And it looks like no gain, maybe a gain of 1. But 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. They break their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Same formation they've been running. They've got one receiver to the near side. Handing it off. No, he's going to keep it. Jared's looking for a receiver. He's going to look for Stockner, but it's incomplete. Badger was over there in coverage for St. Mary's. Brings up third down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. Of course, they're in probably 2-down territory here, or 4-down territory. Get the play in. Bulldogs do seem to have a pretty good kicker, but I don't really know if you're going to kick a field goal here. You'll just try to go for it on 4th down. If you don't, you pin the Lumberjacks deep. Same formation, I formation, under center is Lindsley. Going to roll out to the far side, and he just gets out of the tackle of, who was that? Trace Wicks is almost there for the sack, but Lindsley steps out of it, and it falls incomplete. And I didn't see who the receiver was. That'll bring up 4th and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. And no, it actually looks like they are going to try the field goal. I guess if you miss it, you're still not any worse than if you just turn it over right there. So they've got Josh Nichols to try from the near hash mark. And the kick is up and no good. Wide to the left. So 4:44 to go. The Bulldogs will basically turn it over on downs after the missed field goal. Which I've got to fix that in my stats here because I put it in as good. So try that again. The Lumberjacks will start with the ball at the 19-yard line after the missed field goal. 4:44 to go in the third period. Still all tied up. Lumberjacks with the ball. One receiver to the near side. Everybody else, you got 2 running backs in the backfield with Elliott. He's going to hand it off to Larson. Larson brings it to the near side. Looked like he was going to have an opening, but it closed down quickly. Caleb Fry in there to get the tackle, and it is going to be probably a 5-yard pickup, 4 or 5-yard pickup. By Dylan Larson. Same formation for the Lumberjacks. Elliott takes the snap, hands it off this time to Gibson. Gibson going to try to bounce it outside. Now it looks like he tried to cut it back, and the Bulldogs stream it out, and he is going to pick up a couple of yards. I don't think he picked up a whole lot. I think they gave him about 3 yards. Looked like it might have been Josh Nichols in there on the tackle for the Bulldogs. So 3rd down and 4 for the Lumberjacks. Marys breaks the huddle. We've got Tristan Gentry to the near side for wide receiver. In the slot is Wicks. On the far side is Badgett. 2 running backs in the backfield. Elliott takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's looking for Badgett. Oh, and it's picked off by Miles LaFay, as LaFay was right under that route the whole time. I'm kind of surprised that Elliott tried to throw that, and there's the first turnover of the game as the Badgers get the first takeaway. So the Bulldogs will have it on the Lumberjack 33 after the interception by Miles LaFay. Since you made the tackle for St. Mary's. 3:29 to go. Grangeville with the run to the near side. Big hit by Seibert, it looks like, on LaFay. Or not LaFay, Caleb Fry. Caleb Fry picked up about 2 or 3 yards. Gain of 1. Looks like there's a few more yards than that, but it wasn't. Kyle Seibert was there to stand him up. Still 14 all. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs with the ball after the Lumberjack turnover. One receiver to the near side, I formation. Two running backs lined up behind Jared Lindsley. He's under center, takes the snap, rolls to the far side, gets a block, looks to throw. It's tipped up in the air, intended for Gochner, and almost there for the pick. I think that was number 8 for St. Mary's, Vanderrob, but the ball just fell out of his grasp, and it was defended by Gibson, I do believe. Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. This time they go with a 3-receiver set. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Pistol for Lindsley. Runs it to the near side. He's going to look to run. Quarterback keeper. Going to get the first Lumberjack there on the hit was Wicks, and Seibert there to help as well. Wicks came up with the ball. I think it was Wicks. And he was like, hey, I've got the ball, but it was after the runner was down. So, 4th and a long 3, it looks like, for the Bulldogs. They're going to go for it. They bring 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Pistol for Lindsley. He's going to look to throw. Quick throw. And it's going to be caught or not. I couldn't tell. It was intended for Lindsley. It was complete to Sam Lindsley for just enough to get the first down. Ball is on the 20-yard line. I couldn't tell at first because we had the bench or the Grangeville down there in front of the ball, so it was hard to tell if it hit the ground or not first. Back there, I formation. Handoff to Fry, I think. He's going to be tackled from behind by Seibert. Looks like maybe a 1-yard gain, just barely. Kyle Seibert with the tackle. Brings up 2nd and a long 9 yards for the Bulldogs down to the Lumberjack 19. 1 minute to go in the 3rd period. All tied up, 14 apiece. Bulldogs handed off first man through, but he's not going anywhere. A host of Lumberjacks there to bottle it up as Gochner has his helmet come off. And one of those Lumberjacks there was number 8, Vanderrob. No gain on that one. Leslie Vanderrob filling in for Sean Hunter is not available to play tonight and having a pretty good game. Grangeville going to come up the line of scrimmage with 19 seconds to go. 3rd and 9 to go in the 3rd period. They spread it out this time. Lindsley looks to throw. He's going to look to LaFay, and it's incomplete with Tristan Gentry on the coverage for the Lumberjacks. Brings up 4th and about 9 yards with 8 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Bulldogs Lumberjacks tied up here in St. Mary's. Once again, the winner of this game will go on to play in the playoffs next week. The loser will be getting prepared for basketball season. Bulldogs going for it on 4th and long. One receiver to the near side, an I formation. Lindsley's going to fake he's going to fake the handoff. He has the ball stripped out. It's still loose. And diving on it is going to be, well, let's see, who recovers it for St. Mary's? It is going to be Tristan Hill on the fumble. And I think it was going to be a pass play, and Lumberjacks recover all the way up to the 48-yard line. And I think it was Vanderrob causing the fumble. And then falling on top of it for the Lumberjacks was Tristan Hill. On the Lumberjacks, gets the turnover. With 5 seconds left, St. Mary's runs it real quick play on a run by Gibson, and it looks like no gain on the play. And that's how the third quarter will come to an end. We're still tied up, 14-all here in St. Mary's. Lumberjacks with the ball at midfield just about. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Is your Ridge check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
And we are back as the Lumberjacks have the ball after a turnover. It was fourth down for the Bulldogs. And get some pressure back there on Jared Lindley as he's rolling out to try a throw to the far side, and the ball is knocked loose out of his hands, and it ends up all the way back on about the 48-yard line, still on the St. Mary's side of the field, but St. Mary's able to recover it as Tristan Hill jumps on it. 12 minutes, the team switched sides. St. Mary's now going from left to right. Lumberjacks with four receiver set, three on the near side. Elliott's going to look to throw. It looks like it's a screen play, and that was, I think, a screen play intended for Gibson, and Gibson is tackled before the ball was even there, and I think the officials might have been confused on who that ball was intended for. I think they might have thought it was going to Badgett, and it was an overthrow. Well, it wasn't. It was actually intended for Gibson, and no call coming for St. Mary's on that one. But the tackler, or the defense, was definitely there before the ball got there. Next snap, Lumberjacks look to throw again. Little screen shot out to Gentry, and Gentry's going to take off upfield, but that gets off the ground first. I thought it did. Gibson was going to, or not Gibson, Nelson was going to try to sell it, and like he caught it cleanly, but the official said, nope, I seen that hit the turf. That brings up fourth down for the Lumberjacks. They weren't able to do anything with the turnover from Grangeville. Both teams now have one turnover, and I don't think either team was able to get points off of either one of those turnovers. So no harm, no foul really on the turnovers. Badgett will punt. LaFay back for the return. It's a pretty nice punt. He gets a clean one away. It's going to take a bounce at the 20. Roll down to the 10, just inside the 10. Looks like it's going to get into about the 9-yard line. A 43-yard punt with no return from Jared Badgett. Actually, they say the ball is at about the 15-yard line. Sorry, I misread the yard markers just a little bit there. So it's 1st and 10 from their own 15 for the Bulldogs. That's where they'll start this drive. Still tied up, 14-14 in the fourth quarter. 11:40 to go. Bulldogs look like they send two receivers to the top of the formation, two to the near side. They're going to spread it out a little bit here. Shotgun for Lindley. He's going to look to throw. He's got some pressure. Now he's looking for LaFay and Tristan Nelson on coverage. Good coverage there for him. It's incomplete. Both teams now looking to throw the ball a little bit. So I bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Whatever way this game ends up coming out, it's been a heck of a battle between these two league rivals here. The Bulldogs this time have just one receiver. They go back to their I formation, it looks like, and they're going to hand it off. Nope, it's a throw, and they get it open. LaFay with the, or not LaFay, it's Caleb Fry with the catch, and he picks up about 9 yards. Before Vanderhoff forces him out. 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. Leslie Vanderrob with another tackle as he forced Fry out of bounds, but that looked like it could have almost broke open for a lot bigger yardage as there wasn't really nobody out there. It was a good open field tackler forced out of bounds there by Wesley Vanderrob for St. Mary's. 2 receivers to the near side for the Bulldogs. One to the far side. Lindley looks to throw. He's got defenders at his feet. On coverage was Damian Vanderrob. The intended receiver is Gochner, and it goes right through Damian Vanderrob's arms and into the hands of Gochner. That was a great job by Gochner on that, keeping focused on that ball and being able to still make that catch. I got to give him credit big time on that reception. As Damian Vanderrob had the chance to intercept or break that up, but it just went through his hand. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs up to the Lumberjacks 40-yard line. Grangeville breaks the huddle. They've got Sam Lindley as a wide receiver up to the top of the formation. I formation. They're going to fake the handoff, throwing it out into the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. Just a little bit too wide of number 28, Ray Holes Jr. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Same formation. Going to hand it off this time, first man through. Gochner ducks under a tackle and a whole host of Lumberjacks there, though, to bring him down. Short gain for Gochner. Now, 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Bulldogs with 4 wide receivers set this time. Jared Lindley in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to drop back to throw. It's a screen, and it was dropped by Ray Holes Jr. That'll bring up 4th down and long for the Bulldogs. Intended receiver was Ray Holes Jr. as he was wide open right there on the screen play, and just I think he was looking to run. I think he knew he had some room to run after the catch, and he kind of turned his head upfield before he completed the catch. 4th and 8 for the Bulldogs, and they're going to go for it. 3 receivers set. Lindley looks to throw. Got a pretty clean pocket, a little pump fake. Now he's going to pull it down and run with it. Get that away from one tackler, and I think he's going to get the 1st down. Coming up to make the tackle was Seibert, but not before Lindley can get the yardage needed. For the 1st down. He's seen all the space open up in front. He decided to tuck it and run it. Back to the I formation. Going to fake the pitch. Hands it to LaFay coming from the far outside. LaFay going to get a few yards, but he's tackled by a host of Lumberjacks. And Gibson and Seibert in on the tackle. It's like a 1-yard gain. Second and 9 for the Bulldogs now. Have the ball down in St. Mary's territory, down to about the 27-yard line of St. Mary's. 8:50 and counting in the game. All tied up, 14 apiece. Sam Lindley goes to the top of the formation as a running back, or as a wide receiver. 2 running backs lined up behind Lindley under center. He's going to try to scramble, and he's not going to get out of it as he went back to try to pass, and everybody was coming around him. We have, I think, Tristan Hill and Milliken in on the tackle. Loss of 10 is going to be 3rd and long. bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and a mile to go for the Grangeville Bulldogs. Scoreboard has the 3rd and 21. Lumberjacks sent the blitz there, it looked like, and they had about 4 Lumberjacks bust through the line. 4 wide receivers set again, shotgun for Jared Lindsay. Running back lined up behind him. He's going to look to throw on 4th and long. He's going deep, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Caleb Fry. And that'll bring up 4th down. Fourth and long, and I would almost expect Grangeville instead of going for it here to punt, but we'll see what they do. They look like they're huddling up for an offensive play as they bring Lindley comes back in with the offensive play for Grangeville. So they are going to go for it instead of trying to pin St. Mary's deep. Back that 4 receiver set. Jared Lindley in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Looks to throw. He's going to get rushed out of the pocket. He looks for Fry, and it gets just through Fry's hands. He tried to go up and high point it. Damian Vanderrob on coverage. And the Lumberjacks will take over. We're on down, 7:32 to go in the contest. St. Mary's lead, or St. Mary's, it's all tied up, 14 all. St. Mary's takes over at the 37-yard line, their own 37. 1 receiver here to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation. We've got Trace Wicks in the slot, Nelson on the far side, wide out. Elliott takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson, and Gibson's going to power forward for a couple. Actually, about a 4-yard pickup by Gibson, maybe even 5. Going to get a timeout taken by Grangeville after that run by St. Mary's. I think it was Isaac Dewey on the tackle. And a Grangeville timeout. So 7:22 to go now in the contest. There's a quick timeout by Grangeville. They're back out there. St. Mary's still in the huddle. Once again, it's all tied up, 14 apiece. Been a heck of a battle here. Fun game tonight. Each team with 1 turnover. Right now, this one stats program isn't showing that turnover for St. Mary's, but I know it's there. It was an interception thrown by the Lumberjacks. Interesting. Lumberjacks take the snap, hand it off to Gibson. I believe it was Gibson. Gibson tackled by Jared Lindsley for a short gain. Like about 2-yard pickup. They say no gain, but I was pretty sure there was at least. Yeah, my stats program is not showing on that one side that we have that interception thrown by a Lumberjack that we do. This next one's a handoff, far side, but Gibson can't get going as he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like that was Rusty Baggett with the tackle. And that brings up 4th down for St. Mary's. It looks like they're going to punt it from here. Badgett will punt to St. Mary's. Takes the snap. Ooh, he shanks that one off his foot. It's a short punt, just to the 47 or so. So not a great one there for Badgett. A punt of about 9 yards, and that's the Bulldogs take over. 6:10 to go, and it looks like they'll have it at their own 47 or 48-yard line. So the Bulldogs go back on offense after what's been a stalemated 4th quarter so far. Still fairly even stat-wise. The Bulldogs have a total of 184 yards on offense. St. Mary's with 144. Grangeville up to the line of scrimmage, back to the I formation. Lindsay under center, takes snap, hands it off, and there's a pretty good opening this time for Dockner. He's going to be tackled after a pickup of about 9, and it was Damian Vanderrob with the run, or with the tackle. 9-yard pickup. They say 6 yards. Well, I've got that one. Gain of 6 yards. This time it goes nowhere. It's going to be Deckner with a loss of a yard on the run. Nope, actually a gain of a yard. 3rd and about 3. The Bulldogs 3rd and 3 on the Lumberjack side of the field. They are on the Lumberjack 44. Break the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. One receiver at the top of the formation. I formation. Lindsley is going to keep it. And Jared Lindsley is going to power forward. Looks like he picks up about 5. And it'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. Q made that tackle for St. Mary's. There's a whole bunch of them in there. Bulldogs up to the Lumberjack 40-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go in the contest. Still all tied up. Looks like bringing the play in for the Bulldogs is Cody Clement getting into the huddle. Lumberjacks on D. The Bulldogs break the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. I formation with Jared Lindsley under center. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to that guy from the near side, and that goes nowhere. Lumberjacks read it well. Kind of like a tight end or whatever. Takes it off at the end as he goes into motion. And I don't know who ran that. I don't know who ran that ball for the Bulldogs. It might have been Clement. That's who I'm going to say ran that ball. Loss of a couple. Whole host of Lumberjacks back there to make that tackle. Bulldogs waiting to get the play out to the huddle as Jared Lindsley brings it back out. Up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like I formation once again, and now it looks like we're going to get a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. That is their second timeout of the game, of the second half. So with 3:33 to go, it is 14-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Fuse Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Fuse isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Fuse. Come see the difference. Everything you need from a blow dryer, replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your husband stay on his fitness goals. Fuse Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. And we are back. Bulldogs still in their timeout at the moment, as Coach Adams trying to get the play in and get a little bit of extra inspiration in there as we're all knotted up. 14-14 with 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs, though, down to one timeout. St. Mary's still with all 3 of theirs. I formation once again. Jared Lindsley under center for Grangeville. Takes the snap, pitches it out to Fry. Fry looking for him on that far side. He's not going to find much. He does pick up about a yard, but he's tackled by a host of Lumberjacks on the far side of it. See if the I don't know if our PA announcers or any of those guys caught who the tackle was made by. I don't think so. So it's 3rd and about 12 still for the Bulldogs. Not really much of anything gained on that. I thought they might have gained a yard, but looks like there's no gain on the play as we get down under 3 minutes to go. Bulldogs come up to the line of scrimmage. This time they've got two receivers, one to each side of the formation. Jared Lindsley under center takes a snap. He's going to throw. He's going to be forced out of the pocket. He's got an open lane to run up down the far side. He stiff arms the Lumberjack still down the sideline, and a big hit taken at the 10. And I'm not sure who that was for St. Mary's that did that, and not sure who that was. He is down on the far side of the field, though, after that big hit. Can't see who made that tackle for St. Mary's. Looks like it's a 40. I couldn't tell the number. They do have him up, and he's headed towards the bench, it looks like. So the Bulldogs, 1st and 10, deep in Lumberjack territory now. The snap, they're going to hand it off the first man to it. It's Gochner, and it looks like he's going to just about get in. He's going to be stopped short. Takes it down to about the 1. I think they hit Vanderrob on the tackle. Not sure which one. I'm not sure who made that big hit out on the sideline. It might have been Sean Elliott. So under 2 minutes to go now. The Bulldogs threatening to punch it in here. Lindsley under center. He's going to power it forward on the keeper. And one official says short, and they say it is short of the marker. Second and goal from the 1 now. Kind of surprised St. Mary's hasn't maybe called a timeout. Now they're going to have to send, I think. Jared Lindsley comes out with his helmet off, and I think they have to send in somebody else for him if his helmet got taken off. I think they have to come out for one play. Yeah, that does look like what they're doing. They're trying to get a play into Fry and Cody Clement. Cody Clement is a running back and linebacker, so the Bulldogs don't have their quarterback in the game right now. 2nd and goal, and now we're under a minute almost. I'm really kind of surprised St. Mary's hasn't tried to hold some time on the clock. Big fight at the goal line, and they still say no, they didn't get in. I don't know who ran that this time. It might have been Fry. No gain, and the clock now at 46 seconds. Timeout, I think, taken this time by St. Mary's. Lumberjack defense, they aren't leaving themselves. They're not calling that timeout at about 1:20 to go, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't. They're not going to leave themselves much time to try to do anything if Grangeville does punch this in. I mean, the ball is right there. It's really hard to keep a team out of the end zone when they're 3rd and less than a yard. What they can do on defense. It's an exciting finish here, that's for sure. If St. Mary's can hold them out on 2 straight plays, really from this point, Grangeville might elect to try to kick the game-winning field goal since they are inside that extra point range. So we'll see. Lots of different factors going to happen here at the end of this one. Been one heck of a ball game between these two clubs tonight, though. 14 all. Grangeville. Get their quarterback back out there. St. Mary's maybe going to be looking for them to try something up the middle. Grangeville might try to do a little, throw something off here, maybe try a passing play. Under center, Lindsley pushes forward, and it's in. Jared Lindsley gets the quarterback sneak with 43 seconds left on the clock. And the Bulldogs go up 20-14. Bulldogs going to do the extra point. Josh Nichols been perfect tonight, 2 for 2. Missed one field goal. Snap. It's down. It is up, and it looks like it is good. It is. So it's 21-14 in favor of the Bulldogs with 43 seconds to go. And Lumberjacks are probably going to have a long field to go. They do have, I believe, 2 timeouts, though. I think St. Mary's took a timeout after, I think, that second or third down play or whatever it was a little while ago. I was kind of surprised that St. Mary's didn't take a timeout earlier than that, but they're holding on to it, maybe hoping to get that defensive stop to send it either into overtime or whatever would have happened if they would have held them on that third down play. So Lumberjacks going to have probably close to 80 yards to go with 2 timeouts. Bulldogs getting some special teams instructions here from their coach. They're taking a little bit longer in that huddle before they go out to do the kickoff. Probably telling his guys to just do their job, play their assignments properly, and don't let anybody get a big return on them. Might even see like a squib kick or something bounce down the middle. St. Mary's even might want to look out for an onside at this point. I mean, Grangeville might say, let's try to end it by recovering an onside kick. So Josh Nichols will set up the kick for the Bulldogs. Back seat for St. Mary's is Badgett and Gibson. Nichols gets the ball placed, backs it up. Gets the whistle. And the kick is going to be deep to the 15. Fielded by Badgett, I do believe. And Badgett, I think, was brought down by Harry Ike. Badgett brings it up to the, looks like the 25-yard line. St. Mary's first and 10 from their own 25. They've got 75 yards to go in 37 seconds with 2 timeouts. Lumberjacks probably going to have to go into passing mode here. Hasn't been their strongest suit this year. They've got 4 wide receivers out there. No, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Elliott looking to throw. He's got Nelson wide open, and Nelson's going to try to get to the sideline. He can't get there. It is complete, though, and Lumberjacks going to have to take one of those 2 timeouts. Completed up to the 38-yard line or so. Did not see who made that tackle before Nelson could get to the sideline. He was trying to get there. Nelson was charging to the sideline, but got tackled just short. 26 seconds left in the game. Bulldogs lead 21-14. Grangeville not bringing any pressure really on this as they're dropping everybody kind of in coverage. Elliott had a good pocket. He had plenty of time to throw it, but that's what Grangeville's kind of doing. They're going to drop their coverage back, and they'll let you catch stuff underneath, and they'll try to not let you get out of bounds, and they'll also just try to tackle you in that field of play to keep that clock going. Kind of a prevent-style defense. Two receivers top of the formation. One to the near side. Elliott checks over his setup. Now he's going to drop back to throw. He's going to look to the sideline again to Nelson. Nelson catches it at about the 49. They say incomplete. The ball came out at the end. He had it for a minute, but he bobbled it as he went out of bounds. Seen the ball kind of roll out over on the track over there. That'll bring up second down and 10. 18 seconds left. 3 receivers top of the formation, 1 to the near side for the Lumberjacks. The snap. Elliott's looking. He's going to throw it. His receiver gets knocked down, and that's going to be pass interference, probably on Badgett. The intended receiver was Wicks. Give Lumberjacks a first down and 15 yards. Looks like they're up to the 48-yard line. 14 seconds left. Three receivers top of the formation, one to the near side. Elliott takes the snap for St. Mary's, looks to throw, rolls to the far side. He's going to go deep. He's got, it's a little bit too far. Intended for Nelson. It goes out of bounds. A little too much mustard on that one by Sean Elliott. Down to 8 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's, that same formation. 3 receivers top of the formation. Elliott checks over. Going to take the snap. And we're going to get a whistle. Going to call it as a false start on St. Mary's. Second and 15. Lumberjacks huddling up after the penalty. 7 seconds on the clock. I almost think they should put a couple of ticks back on the clock. The officials are telling them to put 8 seconds up on the 8.2, it looks like. After that penalty was a dead ball penalty, so they're getting 8 seconds back up on the clock. St. Mary's got the play, and they're going to get right up and ready to go, even though the clock won't run anyways. Waiting to get that clock. There you go. Oh, nope, they put 8 minutes up there. A little bit too much. St. Mary's would be happy if we had that much time left on the clock, but that is a bit much. So still working on getting the clock straightened out. St. Mary's ready to go. Grangeville ready to go. Lumberjacks trail 21-14. Once again, it's been a heck of a battle here in St. Mary's. Bulldogs had a little bit better second half, but the stats were really close at the end of the first half. Grangeville, though, now has 237 total yards offense to lead Lumberjacks with 157. Now they've got it set for 9 seconds. See if both teams can agree to be okay with 9 seconds on the clock and just go with it. St. Mary's has gone back to a huddle again. Actually, it's not. It's 0.9 seconds is what they've got up there. Now they've got 90. Let's see, what was the scoring in the second half so far? Well, yeah, the Bulldogs opened up the third quarter with a kick return for 88 yards by LaFay. And then Trey Gibson scored on a 6-yard run, and that paid it back up at 14 apiece in the third quarter. Grangeville just able to pound the touchdown in late in the fourth quarter, and that's where we're at now. Now they've got the clock back at 1 minute. Lumberjack players are out there trying to get the crowd to make some noise. As we're waiting to get the clock right, they're getting it almost there. There we go. 8.1 will work. 4 wide receivers for the Lumberjacks. 3 to the top of the formation. 1 to the bottom. Elliott takes the snap. He's going to quick throw it out to Nelson. It's a little pitch back to Wicks, and Wicks is going to get the first down, but does time run out? think Wicks, I can't really do that on this as a pitchback range, so I'm going to give Wicks the reception. St. Mary's has the ball up to the 34, it looks like. And now they got to get some time back on the clock. Maybe they've got to figure out how to do that now. But it's not going to be much, maybe 2 seconds if we're lucky. 1.8, so one play here. Nope, down left, so down to 1 second. 1 second left. St. Mary's digging deep here, trying to have some miracle, or, the miracle on the gridiron tonight for St. Mary's senior night. It would be a great way to finish this up, but we'll see. I think there was a timeout obviously taken by St. Mary's, and that will be their last timeout with 1 second on the clock. The Lumberjacks huddled up, Bulldogs huddled up. Lumberjacks have got to go 34 yards. This has been an entertaining game. It's been a great game. Both teams have played well tonight. Neither team will have anything to hold their heads for after this game is over, regardless of the outcome. Right now, it's strongly in favor of Grangeville, but you just never know what happens. Think of Logo Larry and his three-point shot against North Fremont last year in the state tournament for basketball. Lumberjacks bring two receivers here to the near side, two running backs in the backfield. Elliott's going to take the snap. He's got some pressure. He's going to heave it, and falling down was Trace Wicks, and intercepting it was Ray Holes Jr. to cap off the night. What a game, what a game, what a game. But Lumberjacks, they fought all the way to the end, and they're going to just come up short on this one tonight. So the Bulldogs will move on to play next week against Westside, and Lumberjacks will be getting ready for their basketball season and wrestling season. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back and take a look at the final game statistics.
Jack Field Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Field Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Field Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kennebec Trucking is one of these. Kennebec Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs. They quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kennebec Trucking. Give them a call today at 445-7209. Kennebec Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back as the Lumberjacks fall to the Grangeville Bulldogs, 21-14. In a wild game, it was a heck of a battle, all tied up 14 apiece, or 7 apiece at the end of the first half. The Bulldogs able to score 3 touchdowns or 2. Boy, I'm getting myself. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. St. Mary's only put up 1. And let's see, recap that second half scoring once again. The Bulldogs score on the opening kickoff of the third quarter, as Miles LaFay returned with 88 yards to the house, and that gave the Bulldogs a 14-7 lead. Then after a Lumberjack or a Bulldog block punt, St. Mary's blocked the punt of the Bulldogs. Lumberjacks go about 26 yards on the drive, and Trey Gibson from 6 yards out put it in. The extra point was good by Badgett, 14-all. Late in the fourth, though, the Bulldogs able to score with 43 seconds left on the clock, and their extra point was good, 21-14 the final. St. Mary's tried to mount an attack back with that little bit of time left, and they played their hearts out. Definitely left it all on the field out there. Just came up a little bit short, and the seniors out there definitely showing some of their emotions after that loss. The Grangeville Bulldogs finished the night with 237 total yards of offense. St. Mary's with 175. 58 plays for Grangeville, 59 for St. Mary's. Passing yards, 81 for Grangeville, 94 for the Lumberjacks. Rushing yards, 156 for Grangeville, 81 for St. Mary's. Turnovers, 1 for the Bulldogs. It was a fumble, 2 turnovers for St. Mary's, 2 interceptions thrown by the Lumberjacks. And that last one was a kind of Hail Mary throw, and Clay Twix also slipped on the route, and it was just picked off by Ray Holes Jr. for the Bulldogs. Taking a look, time of possession, 28 minutes for the Bulldogs, 19 for the Lumberjacks. 16 first downs for Grangeville, 14 for St. Mary's. The Bulldogs were 4 of 13 on third down conversions for 31%, 2 for 5 on fourth downs for 40%. St. Mary's 2 of 10 for 20%, and 1 for 1 on fourth down for 100%. Individually, for the Bulldogs, Jared Lindsley had 7 completions out of 18 tries, 81 yards. Jared Lindsley ended up leading the Bulldogs in rushing as well. He had 58 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11 carries. Faulkner had 50 yards. Caleb Fry had 38 yards. Miles LaFay had 12. Receiving, Sam Lindsley had 63 yards on 3 receptions. Faulkner had 2 catches for 48 yards. One of them was a great catch by him that went through the hands, basically, of the Lumberjack defender, and he was able to keep focused and make that catch. And that is the offensive stats for the Bulldogs. The defensive stats not quite accurate, although the sack by Jared Lindsley is accurate, so he has 1 sack in the game. Going over to the Lumberjacks, Sean Elliott, 7 of 16 passing for 94 yards, 2 interceptions thrown. Trey Gibson ran for 74 yards and a touchdown on 23 carries. Dylan Larson had just 24 yards on 6 carries. Receiving, Jared Badgett had 3 catches for 49 yards. Tristan Nelson had 3 catches for 27. Trace Wicks had 1 for 18. And then the tackles from there. Let's see, sacks. I think St. Mary's, Tristan Hill and Gavin Milliken combined for a sack on the Bulldogs. So that's going to be it for the Lumberjacks. They will go on to basketball season. Want to wish the Grangeville Bulldogs good luck as they will travel to probably take on Westside next week. And we want to thank the Grangeville listeners for tuning in with us here on KOFE and KORT Radio in Grangeville and KOFE Radio in St. Mary's. And I think that's about it for us. We have, the Idaho Vandals play tomorrow. They're hosting Arizona, Northern Arizona, I think it was. And then the Seattle Seahawks will be hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. And that's going to wrap things up for us here from St. Mary's. Once again, the Bulldogs win it 21-14 over the Lumberjacks. And we will see you when we get started with basketball season. I'm not exactly sure when the girls' first game is because the girls will play first as they're getting already into practice. So once again, thank you to all the listeners out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you for some basketball action coming up shortly.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary, your Lumberjack Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumber!